Well. We got some things that's popping off this weekend. I'm sure many of y'all gonna be sitting around the grill having this conversation all daggone day long. Y'all gonna be trying to pull your young bulls aside, try to get them to understand exactly why they shouldn't do certain things, especially when it comes down to them making big money. And some of the information that you're going to give these young men, they may accept it, while others, they're going to say, man, your old behind don't know what the heck you talking about. Go sit down somewhere. You can't explain exactly what's happening in my life. This is my life. You don't get to tell me how to move in my life. I hear you, but I don't want to hear what you're talking about, and I'm not listening to your advice. That's what many of these young folks going to tell you. But funny thing is, when you hear the word OG, triple OG, where these young folks want to call us your OG, they don't want to hear the information coming from the OG because they feel that the OG, they're old, they're outdated, they don't know no more. Kind of like the situation with Travis Hunter, where, he has some really nasty words to say to some folks because he's upset and angry when all of the chaos came out about his now wife, in which, he felt some kind of way. Yeah, guys, Travis Hunter got married this weekend. Yeah, him and his wife, they got married this weekend. So y'all give him a round of applause. Yeah, give him a round of applause. So you know what? With all that being said, we're going to talk about it because we got to get some understanding with this thing here, because y'all don't get to tell that man how he's supposed to live his life, who he's supposed to be happy with. So we're going to talk about it. So check this out. If you haven't done so already, this is another episode of Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tune in, tap in, tell a friend. It's on the Tomorrow Leader Sports Network platform. Now, check this out. When we do Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker, this is just things that we get to talk about, whatever the heck it is we want to talk about at whatever particular time. Why do I say this? Because the simple fact is, I don't talk about HBCU sports when I do Blow the Whistle segments. I do that on Tomorrow Leader Sports Network, which is where all of this lovely content is being housed. So y'all make sure y'all go over there and tap in. As I stated before, hey, like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the post notification bell so y'all get all upcoming videos. Because I think some kind of way YouTube is not letting y'all know how much of this stuff I'm dropping out here for y'all. So I need y'all to get this stuff, you feel me? But check this out. We're gonna let's get on in this thing. Let's get into this. I did enough of that already. But I'm sitting here. I saw the photos and everything. You got the beautiful, handsome Mr. and Mrs. Travis Hunter. They're out there looking good, they're having a good time. Family, friends, everybody's around. They loving on them. They sharing in the moment with them. They're just, everybody's glowing. They feeling good. They partying. They getting down with this thing. You get what I'm saying? But there's one thing that just popped up across the timeline, and which is why Travis Hunter didn't have his now wife sign a prenup. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you guys remember the episode over Well Off Media, I got to give Bucky his props because he actually was sitting there when Coach Prime, Bucky, Shador, and Travis, where they all sitting around, he's having a conversation. And Coach Prime told him, he said, hey, man, I'm going to do your prenup for you. And he told the boy it's going to be about this high of a stack of books, how thick that boy was going to be, because he wanted to make sure he protected Travis in this instance. In case, when he decided to get married, to make sure he wouldn't get took to the cleaners. Now, no disrespect to Coach Prime. He's been through a couple of marriages himself. He's an eligible bachelor out here right now, enjoying life, having him a good time. But I would say that you see many of these athletes nowadays where they fall in love. They think love is really love. And in some instances, some of these cats, they get took to the cleaners. I'm just going to be honest with you. Whether the young man played for the... He played for the not the Carolina Panthers. He played for the Charlotte Hornets. Then he moved over to who I think is the Dallas Mavericks. He was married to the young lady that Coach Prime had come to Jackson State to talk to the young man, to give him some game as far as things to look out for when it comes to these women. And when she gave the line that she got more checks in her DMs than Nike, I said, okay, this here is definitely something we need to pay close attention to. Because I say that because there's a lot of young men out here that think that because they got that money, things are going to be different than what they currently were or what they currently are. That ain't so. I mean, it's almost like, give you for instance, I know it's going to be a lot of folks out here listening to this thing, so I'm trying to keep this as PG as possible, but I'm going to call it the way I see it. And there's a lot of these young men out here, young women as well, that they have these type of lifestyles, kind of like this Puffy thing, with him and Cassie. outside of putting your hands on folks. You got this particular lifestyle where, you want to be a freak. I'm just saying, you are getting your freak on. But I'm just saying, you like to go to the strip clubs and do all these different things. And then once you get married, you think that's supposed to change. It's like the wife say, wait a minute, we was going to the strip club 5 days a week. Okay, we married now. We not going to strip club 5 days a week. You might go to the strip club 2 days a week. And you sitting there looking like, wait a minute, you allow me to go to the strip club 5 days a week, and majority of the time you was with me, and now all of a sudden you want to change this? Time out. Time out. And that's where problems start to happen. Now, I use that. I know that's a little broad as far as me using that as an example, but just look at it from that standpoint where you are accustomed to doing things one way, and then all of a sudden say, hey, we ain't doing it like that no more. We're going to come back in this thing. We're going to do it like this. And when you don't have those type of conversations, that's where all of the chaos begins to erupt, because there's no communication. There's no communications along the way to get everybody to understand that, listen, we are getting ready to pivot. We're about to pivot. We get ready to start this new life. We start this new life, we get ready to pivot. So now you got individuals like Godfrey and other folks that come in that, saw certain things as far as with Travis Hunter's wife that, maybe he did know, maybe he didn't know. We don't know. We don't know what this young man knew as far as with dealing with his wife, prior to them, beginning to date, so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, when you share a lot on social media, that's when you let everybody in your house. And when you let everybody in your house, that causes more chaos than you could ever imagine, because it's like you got multiple cooks in the kitchen where you don't need that, because there's going to be times when you're going to be bumping into that other cook in the kitchen, or you might even need some of the different seasonings and sauces that they're using. They're in your way, and you're trying to get everything cooked up the way you want it cooked up so everything flows smoothly. The dinner, when you put it out there on the table after you done plated it up for everybody, it looks good. Well, when you got other folks that's in your way, guess what? That plate, when you plate up that meal, that plate looks a little murky. You got burnt food over here. You got the broccoli ain't cooked all the way through. You got the chicken that's, just looking just, you don't even want to just, you don't even want to touch it. It's kind of like today. I mean, matter of fact, well, let's use the barbecue grill, because we cooking today, right? Everybody out here cooking today. You out here on the barbecue grill getting your thing on, and the ribs is just charred. I'm like, you sitting there looking like, it needs water. Yes, them ribs is trash. I mean, when I'm saying trash, I'm talking about dumpster juice trash. I'm talking you can't put no dumpster juice on that thing and make no rib soup with that thing for it to taste good. That's how garbage the daggone ribs is, because you got all these folks in your kitchen trying to cook alongside you, trying to tell you what you need to put in your recipe to make this thing work. And that's kind of what they did to themselves when they wanted to tell the world about their relationship. Keep your relationship your relationship. You get what I'm saying? Keep it at home. The world don't need to know. You get what I'm saying? I get it. You make a lot of money out here doing TikToks and all this other stuff, talking about your relationship, trying to get relationship advice. I got one better for you. Let's look at the young man DDG right now, the stuff that he got going on. Him and the young lady, they got the baby together and all that other kind of stuff. He sat down with Blueface ahead of time, before, having a baby, was saying, I'm not going to be no baby daddy, or I'm not going to have no baby mom. I'm going to go ahead. Everything's going to flow the way it needs to flow. It didn't happen that way. You got chaos going on out here right now where this young man is talking about him being, getting, a TPO put against him, where he can't even see his kid. This is the type of games that's being played out here right now. And nobody said the game was going to be fair, but the game is the game. And if you're not paying attention to how that game is being played, guess what? You get took to the cleaners. And when you got an old fool like Puffy, he getting great. He already got took to the cleaners. He getting hit over the head with a mallet so tough. Everybody's still trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this thing. I mean, did he do? Didn't he do? I mean, we understand. We did see the video. He put some hands on it, but the freak offs, I'm still, the jury is still out on that with me, because when you got a person say they with it, and then all of a sudden turn around and say they ain't with it, guess what? That's where you begin to understand that the rules is totally different for him and everybody else, and you have to get yourself in that situation where you understand exactly how this thing goes. And I think that's what Godfrey was trying to do here, which, I think you might have heard him talking a little bit in the background. I had to turn him off because I'm not trying to get struck for this video, but I'm just trying to give you a little game as far as how this thing goes. And Godfrey was trying to tell, Travis Hunter, back in, when was this? Back in early on during the season, they listen, man, you need to, reevaluate your relationship and reconsider what you're doing, because you're about to put yourself in a hole that's not going to be too good when you got to climb yourself out that, boy. You feel me? Because who wants to get hit in the head with the mallet when you've been out there on the field, busting your ass all this time, practicing, running routes, making sure you keep yourself hydrated, keep your body in shape for you to play both sides of the ball. only to have to scribble that check and pay that money off to somebody else. I mean, hey, think about it like this. Your former head coach over Colorado at Jack State, he tried to tell you. Even Godfrey tried to tell you. You told Godfrey, you said, hey, you don't know her. You don't speak on my relationship, you old ass. Move on with your life. God almighty. That's what I mean by these young kids, these young individuals. They don't want to hear nothing that a G or OG or triple OG got to say about any situation. They want to be able to say, hey, listen, I navigated this thing myself and move on. After doing some research about Travis Hunter and everything that he's going through, for as many of the videos that I've done about him, for as many articles that I've written about this young man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Travis Hunter is definitely a phenomenon, and I really why I say that because when you get into everything that he's had to endure throughout his life, I mean you got one parent that had multiple issues with the law. You got mom is having to move from here to there, to make sure she's keeping the kids, keeping the family in order, keeping the family structure on point so that they can, she can see them walk across the stage as far as what she's seen thus far with Travis Hunter. I mean, the young man turned 22, won the Heisman Trophy, got drafted number 2 in the NFL, and then gets married. I mean, all of this within a span of months? I mean, you talk about 120 days max that all of this is taking place for this young man. Now he has his beautiful bride by his side. But this is the thing, though. When you begin to understand just how much someone had to endure as far as what they went through to get to where they are, you begin to understand a little bit more about that person. Travis Hunter is one that the structure in which family was set up for him as he grew up, could have been a little different. I'm not going to put all that information out there because it's not, that's not for, I don't want to put all his business out there like that because, like I said, if you want to know what it is, it's out there. Just research it. You'll see for yourself. But this young man, moved from place to place. He had to make a way for himself. It's almost like he had to go out there every time he touched that field. He had to bet on himself to show and prove what he's more than capable of doing for him to have an opportunity. Hell, he went and played for Cam Newton's CN1 or C1N 707 team. That was that's a national team. So he's had the different hands on him to try to, guide, navigate him in a manner for him to understand what's going on. And I'm sure he's seen a lot of things in his lifetime that makes him say, hey, listen, this woman here stood with me when it was dark and gloomy. I didn't have nobody else. She was there. And you have to respect that because that's his choice. We don't all agree with the choices that we made. I mean, hell, there's some of y'all right now getting a extra rib off the daggone pan that, your doctor told you don't need to be eating all this stuff. You need to go get your extra piece of chicken or something like that with no barbecue sauce. We're not trying to hear that. We just try to do what we want to do the way we want to do it. And that's what this young man is want to do. Allow him to go through the things that he's going to go through and navigate that boat no matter what he needs to be navigated. As I stated before, Coach Prime said, hey, he's going to do the prenup for him. I guess that didn't happen no matter what you did because now you got folks posting online that he didn't have her sign a prenup. Hey, that's his decision. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. That's kind of the new age thing that a lot of the young folks are doing now where they're just like, hey, I'm going to roll the dice on it and however it goes, I'll get it back. You're not going to ever get that money back. Not for how hard you bust your ass to make it in the first place. It's not going to happen. But allow him to hit his head up against that wall and see exactly how that goes. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's their business. If she signed one, if she didn't sign one, it's their business. Allow them to enjoy life and move forward. Don't call a man out his name because there's already folks out here killing him on social media. And I'm sure, hey, you guys gonna do what you want to do with that. But at the end of the day, it ain't gonna change nothing. They've already said I do. I mean, you got the Colorado ex-Colorado players out there enjoying the moment. You got the Colorado coaches out there enjoying the moment. Coach Primer didn't see him out there. Wish he could have got this ear that one last time. I'm pretty sure he probably did. But at the end of the day, he wasn't, there's no pictures of him physically being there. So I'm sure he gave him the well wishes, wishing him the best. But again, when you have people that's in your in your stable that's giving you solid information, sometimes you guys got to listen. Like I said, I wish the young man the best of luck. I hope this doesn't go the way that it needs, that many of you are expecting it to go. I hope he has forever bliss with him and his wife, and they're able to build a wonderful family together and continue to keep moving through this thing called life. But one thing I'll say to you is this in closing. Keep your household business in your house. Don't allow your personal business, your relationship business to get outside the house. Not to your mama, not to neither one of y'all mama, not to nobody. Keep it to yourself. Sit back and discuss it. If you want to go to bed mad 24 hours, I recommend don't doing that. I mean, hell, me and my wife, we go to sleep mad at each other, probably about a month. I'm lying. I'm lying. See, I want to give y'all a little something because y'all be like, ooh, Coach, they're trying to give advice. You don't even know what the hell he talking about. Look at him and his wife, they go to sleep mad at each other for a month before they talk to each other. No, sucker, it don't even work like that. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that make sure you guys put up the necessary parameters so that you can resolve issues in a manner in which they need to be resolved to keep that main thing the main thing. And also, always make sure you continue to keep dating her. Don't stop dating her, because when you stop dating her, that's how it gets it gets murky. The situation gets sucky. You get what I'm saying? But again, the key ingredient is keep folks out your business. Keep the main thing, and make sure the doors of communication is always open, and you guys should go far. But guys, Coach, go ahead and get up on out this thing. I appreciate you all once again for coming on over and checking out another episode of Blow the Whistle with your favorite coach, Coach Walker. But until next time, we out.